Hello, welcome back to Concept Being, the podcast where the intention is well. My name is Jade, and I'll be your host for today's episode. Hey guys, it's been a minute, has it not? Where has she been when the world needed her most? She vanished. I am like the last airbender. No, I don't even know what to say. I don't even have an explanation. I actually don't even think that it needs to be explained. I think that, it'd be like that sometimes, and I had to dip out and then I had to back out, it's fine. It'd be like that sometimes. So I have been deeply thinking about the way that I approach wellness. And I think that I have been approaching wellness all wrong, completely wrong. I think that it has been something that I have just kind of offloaded to what's trendy or what I'm told is going to make me feel good. And I think that within the last couple of months, I've realized that I need to feel good, and everything that I've been searching for in wellness has been focused on feeling good. And I think that it could be different for a lot of people, but that's what I had to learn about myself. And so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about my philosophy on wellness now and the way that I view it and the way that I cultivate my own wellness, because it is a very unique way of viewing it. Actually, it's probably not. I think I took it from like Epicureanism and a bit of like it's a bit of tantra mixed in. It's a whole bunch of things all combined, but I think that I had to realize what worked for me, and so I'm going to share that with you. So this all really came to me on my birthday. I went to a sound bath in, it was like the desert, I forgot, like that big dome sound bath. It's very popular, and I went there and it was amazing. If you haven't been, I highly recommend that you go. I need to find the name of the place. I think it's in Joshua Tree. It's in Joshua Tree, and it's literally called the Dome Sound Bath or something similar. I don't know. Anyway, so I go there. It's amazing. The acoustics in there,
Welcome
phenomenal.
to
As a
Concept
sound
Being
meditation
podcast,
guide, I was
where the
just in
intention is
heaven.
well,
And I did
but
the sound bath,
let's
very
be for
comfortable
real. Life
experience.
gets a little
And
chaotic,
I
and
was
so
kind
do
of
we.
holding back
And that's totally
tears during
fine.
the
It's
sound bath,
fine.
which is
You're
very
fine.
normal for me,
I'm
but there were
fine. We're
so many
literally
people in there
fine.
that
And we're
I
all
just
about
felt
finding the
like you
balance
got to
while
hold
staying
it together.
honest with
You got to
health,
hold it together.
wellness, and
And
all the
I
juicy topics of
did
that.
until I got to the car. And then once I got to the car, I was like, now I can cry. And I cried all the way home, which was like a 2-hour drive home. And I just, no radio, just straight up thoughts, just thoughts. And this is what came to me. So I have been offloading a lot of what I think and what I feel and what I want to do onto others, and looking for advice and will fulfill me, right? And so I have done that pretty much all of my life. And on this day, this was my birthday, I was just like, no, like I know if I sit with myself and do all these things that I have been doing, because I'll be honest with you guys, for the last couple of months, I have been in just a really like, I don't want to say anything bad about the space, but it was a very deeply transformative time for me where I had to relearn a lot about myself. And it wasn't the most fun experience for me because, you know, who doesn't want to just always be up? And so that was a time for me to kind of sit down and reassess everything that I had going on, what actually made me happy and feel good, and when things go like honestly shit, where do I go? What is important to me? And things did go a bit shit. And I was just able to notice, like, hey, these are the things that I prioritize. These are the things that are actually important to me. When I have nothing else, when everything is just up in the air, these are the things that I know that I think are so important that I refuse to let go. And what I found was that I kind of created a system, and it it goes along with the wellness thing that I was talking to you about. So the system is, I did draw a lot of inspiration from the tantra yoga teacher training that I was taking earlier in 2025. So I think that that was a really big inspiration. I was really happy that it finally connected for me, because I was like, oh shit, like this is everything that I learned in the yoga teacher training. And it finally all connects. And I was looking for a way for everything to connect, but it just wasn't. And then it finally just clicked. And I was like, oh, you've been using, so the four things that they, really focus on are sound, silence, movement, and breath. And within the last couple of months, I have really been focused on those things a lot of sound, a lot of sitting in silence, a lot of movement. And it wasn't just like, oh, I'm doing yoga. It was like, I got to dance. And you guys know I love to dance, not well, but I do like to, I like to move my body. I have been working out a lot. And yeah. What else? Breath. And so really focusing on the breath. I will say I think that I could focus more on the breath, but we'll get to it. Anyways, so I'm connecting everything together. As I'm driving home, I'm realizing that I have been offloading everything that, you know, all of my thoughts, everything to, hey, like, what do you think of this? What do you think? And everything needs to come from within me. And my wellness is very personal. There is no one size fits all in wellness. This is what I came to terms with. I have my own specific version of wellness, and I think everyone does too. And I think that sitting and using these tools, actually, not just sitting, but using these tools. So the 4 tools that I just mentioned, sound, breath, movement, and silence, help me bring out the authentic version of me and help me really reconnect to my authentic version of myself and get very clear on what I need and what will make me feel good. And I think that using those tools creates space for me to like sit and understand my authentic self. Once I'm able to understand my authentic self and what I actually need and what I actually want to do that makes me feel good, then I can create my own personal wellness. So I think that that's what I realized is like, there's no, I can no longer offload everything to everyone else. I have to use these tools in order for me to come to terms with who I am as a person, which every person is an individual, and really understand it. And then it kind of goes into a different space where it's like, okay, for me, I realized that what I was searching for in wellness is really focused on, I want to feel good. At the end of the day, if I strip everything down to the bare bones, what I'm searching for in wellness and why I got into wellness is because I want to feel good. Like, I have been chasing the high of like EDC 2013, but sober. But that's neither here nor there. We don't have to go there. But what I'm saying is, what I'm specifically searching for and what I think a lot of people are searching for in wellness is to feel good. And we try all of these things, and we really deeply explore all these things. Oh, like, this is her routine, 9 to 5, or her 5 to 9 before her 9 to 5, all this stuff. It makes her feel good, I think, what you think. And so you try these things and you don't actually feel good. And that's because you don't really know yourself and you don't know the things that are going to make you feel good. And I think that when I realized that, I was like, oh, I have to create my own sense of wellness, and I'm working on things that make me feel good. So then I kind of created like, all right, there's different types of pleasure, or I won't even say pleasure, but like things that nourish your body and your soul. And I think that that's what I'm trying to do, is find things that will nourish my authentic self. So I want to just be super clear on this. So I use this system, the 4 things that we spoke about, to have space to sit with my authentic self and understand what will bring me joy or happiness or nourishment to my soul. Once I figure that out, then I can create my own wellness program, or whatever, wellness routine, if you may. And we'll pause there because there's a whole like the thing is, I always have so many thoughts and I'm like always trying to connect everything together. But one thing that I did realize is, I don't think I'm shallow, but I think that everything that I was really working on was a lot of beauty related things. Those things make me feel good. And so everything that I was doing was like, oh, and then this will bring me a glow, which I really deeply feel like the byproduct of nervous system regulation, which is kind of what these tools are, is the glow. And I think that I lost what everyone would say, like the spark, and it came back to me after using all of these tools. And so that's really what I've been focused on, is like the inner glow and bringing that out. And so, yeah, I feel like I have untapped, or I have tapped into what I was actually looking for. But anyways, so yeah, so I realized that there are different types of things that will nourish my soul. And so there's things that will work for me right now, but in the long term won't necessarily be amazing for me. Like, let's say we're just going to use food as an example, because I use food as everything in my life. But I eat a piece of cake. That makes me feel good right now. Is it going to make me feel good later? Not necessarily, versus like if I eat something a little bit more healthy, nourishing to my body, I feel good about it now and I'll feel good about it later. So I think that there's levels to feeling good, and I can visualize it in like almost like a square. And maybe I'll put it up. Maybe I'll like put it in this video, but it's kind of like, does it make you feel good now and does it make you feel good later? Does it only make you feel good now but not later? Does it make you feel good later but not now? And that's kind of the way that I started to visualize things and kind of started to create my philosophy on the way to live for me, which is when I'm creating my wellness routine, I'm working on nourishing my soul, because I realize I sat with myself and I understand what my true authentic self wants and needs. And once I'm able to do that, I'm able to kind of figure out, is this going to be good for now and later, just now, later, like, like working out, it doesn't feel good now, but you feel good later type shit. So I think that that's what I've come to terms with. And I think that that was very eye-opening for me. I was like, oh, I didn't realize like everything that I was working towards was trying to like nourish my soul. And I think I have used a lot of sound, but I've also used a lot of silence for me to understand my true authentic self. And something that came to me that I just want to give an example was I was doing meditation, and I was using like sounds, like a guided sound to help me get into meditation. And then I sat in silence, and the word that popped into my head was piano. And I thought that was so interesting because I was like, piano, girl, what? Like I was trying to solve like a money problem, but here we go. And I was like, piano, that's so weird. And I started thinking about it. I did used to take piano as, I want to say like it was like 2024, I took piano lessons, and I have been feeling like, because I do sound meditations as my business, it used to be like a way for me to express myself and have fun, and it wasn't so serious. And then I turned it into my career, and it did lose some of its fun, if you will. And I used to play piano or practice piano, and it was just kind of like, it was just something like to express myself. It was mine, is my thing. And sound healing used to just be mine. And now I feel like I do it for others as well, and it has lost some of that like play, some of the self-expression that I used to have, where it just used to be me in my apartment doing whatever. And now I do it in front of people, and I know that like meditations are very personal. So like I'm giving a lot of myself during these meditations, but there is a part of me that just wants something for me. And when piano came into my head, I was like, oh yeah, like piano used to just be for me. And so even though I didn't realize like at the front of my brain that I wanted to play piano, something inside of me, once I sat and really understood what I needed and like gave myself time and space, I was like, I do want to play the piano. I do want to fuck around on the piano. Just for me. Like, I don't want to play it for others. I don't want it to be like a part of my business. I don't want it to be a part of my like sound healing guide, or I don't want any of that. Like, I just want it for me. And I don't think I would have realized that if I wouldn't have used those tools. So yeah, that is, I feel like, the theory that I have been working on in my head, and everything that I have been working towards for the last like 2 years kind of all came together in this theory. And I actually don't know what I call it, because there's a couple of things all mixed together, but I did realize that this was the way that I was living my life. Like, these were the cornerstones of what I was trying to come back to. And I did feel like when I got back from traveling, I was my nervous system was fried. I was dull. Like, I did not feel amazing. And these are the things that kind of helped me bring like the glow back to me. Cause I mean, I won't lie, I could see it in myself. You guys are probably like, Jade, don't be whatever. Like sometimes you can tell. I can tell. Like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I cannot see beauty in myself. Okay, so let's not do that. All I'm saying is I felt so ugly when I was traveling and when I like had no like it just felt so I felt like a dust bucket around me. Oh, you know that like kid on Charlie Brown that just has like a layer of dust around him? That's the way I felt. I felt like that. And I was like, ew, like I don't even want to talk to anyone. Like my energy just feels dusty and I hate that. And I like use these tools and now I'm like, you know what? I feel kind of like you ever did like a full body scrub, like a everything shower, and then you're like, I just feel better. Like something about my skin just looks hydrated. Like I just feel better. And I honestly think it's the like me focusing on these tools and it bringing me my glow back. So you know what? Like I won't sit here and say like a part of my philosophy on life is rooted in beauty. It is. It deeply is because what I've noticed is what I come back to when things go shit is, do I feel beautiful? Like at the very least, I need to feel good. You know what I'm saying? I need to feel good. And I do believe like you look good, you feel good type shit. So that is the theory that I have been working on. It has been sitting in my brain for so long, but basically I just want to summarize it all in one go so that you completely understand. So using these tools, so sound, breath, movement, and silence. These are the tools that I use to connect to my true authentic self and understand what brings me into alignment and nourishes my soul. Once I'm able to figure that out, I'm able to create my own wellness routine and do things that really bring me and my nervous system into like alignment. Like we can calm things down. You got to calm things down enough for you to be like, oh, this is what I actually want. Once I give myself that time and that space to figure that out, then I'm able to do that. And the byproduct of that just happens to be a glow. And like, excuse me for wanting to be hot. You know what I'm saying? Like we live in like a very visual world. Like, excuse me for wanting to be beautiful and like just wanting to like up my routine just a bit. So if the byproduct of just, being in alignment with my soul is also being hot. Oh, not too much on my girl. So that is what I've been working on. And that's my theory. And I hope that this helps you understand that you should have your own wellness routine. And it is completely personal to you. And what works for one person does not necessarily work for another person. And you need to give yourself the time and the space for you to deeply understand what will bring you nourishment. Because I think at the end of the day, what everyone is really searching for, or what a lot of us are searching for, is to feel good. Anyways, with that being said, it was so nice catching up with you. This was a quick episode, but you know what? We are so back, baby. Okay, we're back. I have things to say now. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to take a beat for you to understand what you have to say. And now that I'm back, I feel better. So, with that being said, I hope that you have a good day or a good night, and I hope that you're well. And I missed you.